Hello and welcome to Casual Shenanigans Gaming, a podcast all about PC gaming and all things PC gaming related. I'm one of your hosts, Jerem Gaming, and this evening we are joined by James.
Lord Roland.
Or, sure, just James. Joel.
What's up, folks?
And Dave, the not so evil Viking 13.
That's me.
I figured I'd just steal your tag from you. So we've gotten a lot of comments about how everyone likes it when we're in the same room together, so we've decided we're all going to drive hours and hours every week and meet up and do the podcast from now on with this terrible Mac webcam. And that's the plan.
You can't beat this production quality.
I've got heaven coming right behind my head. What is?
You have heaven coming right behind your head?
Go into the light, Joel.
What does that mean?
Joel's had a long day filming.
We are also joined again by the Peanut Gallery from the Cabin Cast. Hi, Peanut Gallery.
Hey, guys!
Well,
That was nice. There was some harmony there. All right, let's start the podcast with the news. Now, we're back to the irrational anger segment.
News time!
Only if you're going to sing that every week. Nothing makes Joel angrier than large amounts of video memory on graphics cards. And we have another one for you this week. The R290 is a fantastic card, except for the fact that it is almost boiling all the time that you're using it. I think they start throttling at 95 degrees Celsius, so that's what, 200 degrees Fahrenheit?
A volcano!
Funny you should say that.
Is
the
it
code
called
name
the
for this
volcano?
new card is Vesuvius. It's the R9 295X2. It's two R295s or R290s on one PCB with 8 gigabytes of memory.
And it's powered by lava.
Is this is that one I saw in a PC magazine? It was you could actually buy a little mini oven to put in your PC. You don't need that oven anymore. You just open like one of the bays, you just toss like cookie dough in.
This card isn't.
And it just
It's not that ridiculous. Okay?
Technology is just amazing. I mean, you can cook and compute at the same time.
It has a TDP of 500 watts.
Wait,
Whoa.
what is that?
That's its power draw is 500
Does it
watts.
need its
Oh my
own
gosh.
separate power supply?
It doesn't, but you better have at least like a 750 watt to run it.
Now, can it overclock? Give a little
Maybe
bit more voltage.
Well, actually, yes, because...
Did your camper actually have that amount of power? Like, if you wanted to have that piece?
Well, the camper doesn't make power. You plug power
I know that.
into
I know.
it.
I just wanted to know, like, I mean, whatever was running.
The circuits run on
Okay,
amps.
here,
not-
look, Jeremiah, if you were to plug your house into a strong enough source...
Do you understand what amps are? Do you know how amps work?
Yeah, I've heard this before and I've forgotten it. So no, I don't know anymore now.
Okay, basically...
I have a general
You can say
idea.
that about
I could run-
anything. Get away with
Any of the
I've never
circuits
heard
in the
about
camper
that.
could run up to a 1500 watt power supply on one circuit and they'd be fine. So I've got a 650 watt power supply. It's pulling, my whole computer is pulling maybe about 9 amps with everything I've got on it. And that's on full load. Most of the time it's not going anywhere close to full load.
The first time I heard about amps, I literally thought people had a whole bunch of amps, like, in their basement. I was a
They have
kid. I
some
was
amps.
little. I was really
They
little.
have some amps, but
I was
not.
15.
So you were little. You were very little.
I have a feeling this will make it to the
Everyone's
Joel
little to
page.
you.
Okay.
He's a monster!
All right. So
Gaziwa!
this is a historical card, a history-making card, because it comes ready to be water-cooled immediately. Like, it has water cooling installed on it. It comes with its own radiator with a
And its
120
first
millimeter
mortgage.
fan. Yeah. They have not announced the price yet, surprisingly.
Oh, no.
Early benchmark testing indicate
to boost back
it's
up.
maybe 70% faster than a single R9 290 because they can't run them at the same exact clock speeds as you would run. So it's not going to be as fast as 2 cards, but it's probably going to cost more than 2 cards because that's typically how these things work. So
What if you have 2 of those 2? That card.
then you are crazy. But it will be good for 4K. Like, if you're looking for a single card solution for 4K, this is obviously the best thing until the 780 Ti dual or 785 Ti or 790 Ti, however they do that. That will probably be pretty comparable to this. But that is the R9 295X2. Windows 7 has outgained Windows 8 and 8.1 in market share again. Windows 7's back on the uptick, probably because manufacturers like HP are now offering the option to have Windows 7 on brand new computers again. And Windows XP is still above 27%.
Wow.
Which is actually bad because Windows XP is officially no longer supported by Microsoft. I'm going to move this plant because I keep trying to look into Dave's eyes and I can't see.
So when you guys talk
Better.
cards, you guys like to be able to
Tell me more about Microsoft.
I'll tell you more about Microsoft.
This will be the last official live.
So yeah, Windows XP is no longer supported, and there are already hackers planning like huge, massive attacks trying to cripple Windows XP. If you still have Windows XP, get rid of it. Your security. Are you using Windows XP? Person off camera?
No. You're married to me. You're not gonna have
Okay.
XP.
Okay. Oh no, you've got a Hackintosh.
Not in my
He has
house.
an illegal version of Windows 7. All right.
What's
You-
going on the internet?
They don't know who you
Oh,
are.
no.
They can't see you. But don't worry, no law enforcement's
Sarah
watching this.
and
No. You have a Hackintosh. You also have another
have-
Windows computer.
Yeah, I have just a Windows Vista.
Windows.
Vista.
Wait, you have a Windows Vista? Like that's what you have?
I have
game
a
on a
computer.
Windows Vista.
She's not talking about computers, just a window.
Vista.
It's a nice
She looks
view.
at that. She like looks at the birds, pretends it's a game.
Your creds are leaving real quickly. I have a Vista. That's
I
the
got the one
thing.
that's tailored just towards me, the ME version.
All right, so worldwide OS market share for yeah. All right, Joel, you'll love this.
As soon as I heard market share, I'm excited. I know what's
Versions of
happening.
Windows older than XP have 0.1% market share. Windows XP, 27%. Windows Vista, 3%. Windows 7, 48.77%. Windows 8, 6.4. Windows 8.1, 4.89. Linux, 1.49.
Wow.
Mac, 7.5.
Windows 8 has an awful market share.
So yeah,
Wow.
as crappy as
XP?
Windows 8 is, Windows 8 is still significantly better than all of the Mac operating systems in the world. They have sold more units of one of Microsoft's least popular operating systems.
What is XP?
27%.
Does
over
this
27.
include just like home consumers, or does it include like
Everybody.
government?
It was everybody, which is telling because a lot of organizations, they all upgraded to XP, and then they've just been stringing the same computers
Because I
out
can
this
tell you
far.
where I work, which I will not tell you where I work. But we,
I can tell you where I work. I'm not going to tell you where I work. Continue. Sorry.
except for my department, which is marketing communications, that does everything on Macs. Everybody else has XP. So
Oh, definitely,
I think I will say that it's government. And
Well-
I think a lot of government.
And it's also the reason for a lot of Windows 7 is a lot of people, they waited from XP, skipped Vista wisely, and then they did the big upgrade again on 7, and they're skipping 8 again.
Right.
So probably Windows 9 is going to get another big chunk of market share. It's probably going to take most of the rest of XP. I can't imagine how many XP computers will still be running by the time Windows 9 is out, just because XP is now a 13-year-old operating system, and the last time they sold XP
gosh.
computers was not 10 years ago. It was like 9 years ago. I mean, so...
PCs are such the
insane.
future, man.
You've never worked in government, though.
But I'm saying like they'll last, but they're not going to last 20 years. You know, a lot of them are still have made it to like 13 years,
Right.
but they're not going to last way beyond that. Now, before you rip into that too much, I found a Mac, a place I used to work. People donated computers to all the time. It was a nonprofit, and there was a Mac Pro from 2004, and I was actually really excited. It was one of the first aluminum ones, and they had the discs for whatever version of OS X it had. And I was excited. I took it home and I was going to install OS X and stuff, but you can't do anything with it. This is their OS from 2004. It's useless. It was stuck on Internet Explorer 5.5.
You can't update the browsers. To
You can't update the
Chrome
browsers. You
or,
can't update
Firefox or
anything. XP, you can still play almost all new PC games on a Windows XP
Yeah.
computer. Almost.
But now it's all free, though, isn't it? All the new OS. Mac OS is free now.
Right, but he's saying...
I mean, their
Once
updates.
it's- yeah, I mean, at least they're giving
Their
it for
service
free.
packs are free.
He's
That's
saying
like
once it
Windows
gets-
has free service packs. Apple's always charged for those. Now they're just not charging for them. Their major versions of the operating system are not free.
I don't know.
I believe they're still like $50.
I have a feeling the next one's going to be free.
No,
I really do.
Maverick was...
They still
It
charge
was
money.
$30.
The updates they charge. They don't charge for. It's the big iterations they're still charging for.
I thought
But it was a new name, though. I
Wasn't
mean, it was
Maverick free?
called...
Well, you can call it whatever you want. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's new.
Leopard pants.
No. So Leopard and then Snow Leopard, right?
Right.
They both cost money.
Right.
It was this latest Mountain, it was Mountain Lion or whatever. That was free.
But that was an update to those.
Maverick was free.
Was it Maverick?
Yeah, a Mountain
Okay,
Lion cost.
Maverick, yeah.
Maverick was free, but Maverick was really just a service pack because they couldn't call it a service pack because Apple's been very adamant in the past. Steve Jobs was. They said we will service packs are stupid. You should never have to do a service pack. But he said that back when you would release a piece of software and update it maybe once a year. You can't do that anymore. You have to release updates like on a monthly basis. So, whether they're security updates or updates for applications and stuff. So they've had to go back on that, but to avoid having to eat crow on it, they're just calling them updates to the operating system. Like new versions of iOS, most of them aren't super new. They're really just service packs. Like iOS 7 was the first real new iOS in 3 versions? I mean, that's just how they do it.
There's been 3 different versions of iOS.
Windows is starting to do the same thing. Instead of just calling it like
right?
Windows 8 Service Pack 1, they're just going 8.1. They'll probably do 8.2. They're trying to make it seem like a new operating system, but it's not.
But you also get updates to the system itself.
Did you hear about the new
periodically.
Windows 8 update?
Yes, that's actually I might upgrade to Windows 8 now. Later this fall when it comes out. Well, there's 2 big things. The first is Microsoft is dropping the licensing cost of their software. The problem why you can't get good Windows laptops that are like $300 most of the time is because they have to pay an OEM has to pay $50 for a Windows license. They've just dropped that price to $15. Ooh. So they're hoping a lot more low-end OEMs. They're starting to feel the crunch from Chromebooks. Apparently, Chromebooks sell really well. I can't imagine why.
Stupid cheap.
They're stupid cheap, but still they're. Like it's
I
like
bet people go through them pretty quick.
Almost.
They buy them and they just buy a brand new PC or
it was like netbooks.
Right,
I bought a netbook and then a month later, like, yeah, this was a terrible mistake. But yeah, I think people are like, you buy a Chromebook, it can do almost everything you need, but that means it's useless. Like if you're going to buy a computer, you want it to be able to do everything.
But most people just when they walk into a store, they see a laptop at that price,
and they don't know
laptop, and they're like, "Oh man,
it's a laptop."
It's a laptop.
I'd be curious to know what the return rate is on those.
A lot of it, though, is the employee saying, what are you going to use it for?
Yeah.
You're going to use it, I'll check my email and I'll use it to surf the web. Like, it's perfect for you. And then they start getting into more functional stuff.
Yeah, multi-graphics card PC gaming, and they're like, my Chromebook just can't handle this. The heat's just, my lap's on fire.
My lap is on fire.
You can quote me on that.
Not for the normal reasons, though. Anyway, James, scoot in a little bit. You're moving slightly out of video.
Cool. For the next news item that you're about to say, I have to give Joel credit for actually calling this one. I didn't think Microsoft would ever give in.
Do you think they were stubborn enough to do this?
Well, dude, it's been 2 years since Windows 8 came out. 2 years.
Why don't we start the announcement?
They have held the line, and finally they have announced.
They have announced that they are bringing back the start menu. Now, in an effort to not make it seem like they were total failures, they're bringing back the start menu with live tiles next to it, if you haven't seen.
Finally, something that actually freaking makes sense.
That's
so
great, actually.
The cool stuff
I know,
about
like,
live tiles are cool.
It would be useful if you could get there, because
they're not full screen.
Well, and Windows 8 apps will run in full screen on the desktop now. You can run them with menu bars.
Kind of like how Vista had it, 7 years ago? Vista had the widgets. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, the widget.
Vista had a widget.
I know I'm saying, like...
Terrible.
But it's kind of the same thing, but just works better, okay? That's basically what it is.
No, it's nothing like that.
Basically, Joel's right, so stop talking.
It is very much the same. I mean,
You talk to him long enough, he'll make himself wrong. Don't worry.
No, please continue.
Hold on 1 second. I'm doing a little shock absorption here.
Maybe just banging too hard on the table. Oh, I mean...
I was just banging too hard, Joel. That is what you meant.
Somebody's take that bottle away from Joel.
You want another one? Can I please get you?
They're so good, though.
I'll try one.
Joy actually
Olive
didn't
one.
think it was terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got her to try it?
Yep.
Where's Joy?
Upstairs, drunk.
Okay,
Oh shoot, we're clipping a little bit. No.
Asleep.
So much mirth. Okay, but anyway, they're gonna release that update. Mirth means what? It means laughing and happiness.
Merriment. There's much merriment.
What was
Okay.
you thinking, man?
I don't know.
Oh.
Can you open it? I don't have any. Take over. Oh, I didn't know they were twist offs. I have a man for that.
You forgot to say, milady.
Tastes like grape juice.
It's good stuff.
All right, enjoy your girly drink.
Glug, glug, glug,
So, Dave, Naval Strike did not release last week because Battlefield sucks booty. But
Well,
It
End
did
of
release
discussion.
this week.
I love how it launched though. After missing the launch date by
He's just trying to make
Whatever
this
we're
podcast
paying you,
better.
it's not enough.
He's just making this podcast better and better.
It really
Conversation
is.
is
It's not
right
enough.
after DICE missed the launch deadline by delaying the DLC 3 hours before it was supposed to go live. 3 hours. They then put it live 6 days later on a Monday morning with no announcement. It just went live. And on Reddit, someone's like, "Hey guys, my copy of Origin is downloading a patch right now. Is the DLC out?" And everyone's like, "Oh, the DLC's out." No
Yeah.
announcement. Just there it is.
And it didn't work well, did it?
They're still banding.
Yeah, because I got that email that it was like, "We apologize for all the ban. We will not start on any other video game projects." I'm like, "Dang it, we're never
Did
going
they
to see
say
any
that?
games for like 3 years."
They said they're not going to start any more projects. They're liars.
That's what it keeps on saying.
Except for all the
It's an
other
email.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
they
so
can
they
say
just
that?
stopped on Star Wars?
Well, no, they can say that because they split teams. There's now a Battlefield 4 maintenance and DLC team. It's probably about 60 or so
Well,
people.
that's sad. There's actual team for that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this Naval Strike DLC was the last one done by Stockholm. It's now DICE LA is the studio doing the rest of the DLC and like the patch maintenance, so they can say we're not doing anything else besides maintaining Battlefield because they have a team now whose only job is long life maintenance of Battlefield 4.
So they are the ones that are going to be fired eventually.
Yeah, they're going to get laid off so hard.
Oh, I wonder if that team is like a Death Note, like guys,
Well, it's not
guys,
like you're
I'm
going to
on
have creative fulfillment on that team. You're like, my job is to fix all the crap everyone else moved on from. There's probably like 5 guys. It's all the interns in the closet just be screamed at all day. There's rubber banding!
They're all on contract.
The only good thing about the whole thing, this is not even barely a good thing, is that at least they are able to track bugs. There's already
Well, it's not hard to track bugs.
track and fix pretty quickly. In a week, they had an experimental server up. You can actually join it right now, like a DICE test server, where the banding is non-existent on that server. Like people pack it in, like line up, queue up in the server. Everyone wants to play on it because it's perfect. So at least they're fixing it, but it's like, man, this game just needed some more time on the pod. You know, just you stir in the ingredients, get it perfect.
This analogy's not working.
You say time in the pot or on the pot?
Actually, that would work. We're talking about just squeezing that turd out.
I don't know, Joel. Tell us about
It
that.
works well for Joel. It did not work for Dice.
Okay, well, the story
needs some
today
more
was
time in the junkyard.
after filming, like last time that I had to go really badly, I held it in. I was like, this time I was like, okay, I didn't feel bad at all. I was totally fine. I go use the bathroom. I was like, no, I don't want to go number 2. So I was just going number 1. All of a sudden, I have to go number 2
You can say
really
poo
badly.
and pee-pee. We're all adults.
I was trying to keep it comedic. Yeah, I was just like, oh, come on, really? And the older gentleman who led us into that area, he came by and
The older gentleman who led us into that area.
I just like how our conversation on Battlefield 4 DLC has segued directly into this. I guess it's a little bit related.
So we're talking about taking a big dump. And that's what Dice did.
Take that, Battlefield fans. Oh.
They agree. So, yeah, Naval Strike. How is it, though? Is it fun?
It is the best maps in the game. The best game mode in the game. Carrier Assault.
how many hours have you played of it? Because you're saying it's the best game mode so far. I mean,
Well, about 4 or 5 hours so far. But the core game still has the issues with the server tick being low, with still there's some balancing issues and stuff like that, and of course the banding isn't officially fixed server wide yet. So it's the maps and the game modes that I wish had been in the base game, but the core game still has the same issues. So it's a fresh coat of paint, and it's the best coat of paint, but underneath.
But still a
Is
fundamentally
it
broken
frustrating
game.
to get a DLC before real fixes?
The DLC was accompanied with a pretty good sized patch, so it doesn't hurt as much.
We've gotten 3 pretty good sized patches now, though, and the game is still broken. So
It's not what it was 3 months ago.
it's
though.
not what it was 3 months ago, and it's not what it was 5 months ago, but it's still.
how long has this game been out now?
It's November.
Oh, jeez.
It 3
Or
months.
late October, right?
I feel like it came out in like January for some reason.
3 months
Yeah, I
ago,
forgot it came out
the
fall.
game was borderline unplayable just because of the balance issues, and just all the things wrong with the game. At this point, it is very playable. It is just frequently frustrating because of the remaining issues. So there's that going for them. It's gone from unplayable to kind of frustrating sometimes.
So, Joel, how's Titanfall? Still work okay?
Titanfall? What do you mean?
Still work okay? Like, have there recently big patches, or just does it work?
Oh, okay, the way you were saying, I was like...
Do you remember Titanfall?
I was like, I still play it. Are you saying, like, I haven't played with you for a while? I was like...
You haven't,
I think
but-
Joel, have you played anything besides Dark Souls?
I have
Dark Souls 1 and Demon
Titanfall,
Souls.
really, Titanfall, and then I played the little indie game that we got. Titanfall works. Works fine.
It does.
I love it.
Except for when it doesn't. And you get lobbied up with prestige level.
So they said they were doing the beta matchmaking for to fix the thing. So Dave and I jump in. There's one other guy with us, and so I was the highest level. I was like a 40 or something.
I was like 37. The other guy was about 28 or so.
The first 3 people in the other lobby were 2 prestige 2s and a prestige 5 or something. Like that was the first 3 people they found.
Which means the prestige 5 guys rank what 270 something.
They're official crap bucket people. Like you'd have to be playing 5 hours a day since the game released.
We just started laughing when we saw the lobbies. And of course, they had an extra player too. Like we were down a player, then they had a bunch of prestige 5s, 3s, and 2s. So in the chat, Jeremiah's just like, "Please be gentle," and the other guy's just like, "We're so sorry for this." And then it was bad.
I'm planning on uploading that gameplay just because it is really bad. At one point, they've got 5 Titans going.
Yeah, and we're just running and hiding and then laughing. We can't stop laughing. It's so ridiculous.
Well, it was maybe 5 seconds into the match. I hop in, I'm running, I vault off something, fly through a window, and then I'm just dead. And there's some guy just sailing overhead with a smart pistol. Like the guy who said, "Oh, we're not that good." He said it in chat.
Yeah. my favorite moment was attempting to ambush a guy with my smart pistol who I've been chasing for a while. I get 3/4 of his health down. They got some really good hits in. He turns, does this vault, jump off the wall, then spinning, lands behind me and jump kicks me, and then just keeps on running. And I was like, "But I ambushed you. I was chasing you for so long."
I should be the victor.
I was the one doing this.
He never even slowed down. And
I
just
was being cool.
we took it hard.
Yeah, Naval Strike. They do have cannons.
Another thing about
which is
Naval
the
Strike.
thing. Cannons are cool.
Naval Strike. No submarines. Not that I
No
really care, or even I
destroyers.
was gonna even play with it. But I was just kind of pissed that they kind of teased it and then they don't even do it. Yeah.
There was some CGI that came out before the base game came
Unless
out.
that was that supposed to be boats? If that was just supposed to be a boat, like a close up of
It was a close up of a screw of some kind of watercraft. But it didn't look like the attack boat screws. It looked like the shape of a submarine, like a full on. Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of dumb if it was actually just a regular boat.
People have found files where DICE was experimenting with full-size naval vehicles, like the original Battlefield 1942.
No, I mean if they didn't say it, I really thought they did say it. There was some texting talking about submarines or whatever.
No.
Okay. Then I'll kind of take it back a little bit, but I thought they actually did say that.
So speaking of other things we're disappointed in, train of thought. Oh yeah, Levolution. So Dave, Levolution is supposed to be crazy map-changing things.
That was the original
tidal
plan.
waves and ships crashing into beaches and stuff. Doesn't that Naval Strike map doesn't have a door closes at one point?
Several doors.
Several
actually.
doors.
There are watchtowers that can collapse.
Okay.
I think what has happened is the large-scale Levolution, the commercial, TV commercial Levolution that they had built, required a lot of pre-planning between the game designers, the developers, and the artists, and the level designers, and the environment artists to pull it all together. Mm-hmm. And this DLC being built in 3 or 4 months is not enough time to scope out that large-scale stuff and get it working.
So once again, they're crapping stuff out instead of waiting until it's actually done and doing a good job. They're pushing it out because they said they would.
Yeah,
So what they need to do next time...
It's by design, but yeah, that's...
Get rid of the freaking Levolution. Just get rid of that crap. And just make a good core mechanic gameplay. They need to get the gun mechanics and all that stuff working good again.
You should go back to Bad Company 2's Destruction. Everyone loved Bad Company 2's
Well,
Destruction.
here's the thing. Battlefield 4 has better destruction than Bad Company 2.
Not as fun, though.
The thing is, I barely see it or use it. That's the thing. In the
Bad Company 2,
you
you
don't need
always
to.
were blowing out walls.
Yeah,
that's true.
I played that, and it was just every building was collapsing and all that stuff. But this is you don't. I mean, yeah, you see just the main collapse of a big one. It's it was fun. The little tiny buildings you got. You're hiding in, and then a tank just destroys it.
Honestly, though, I wish that there had been no, or at least almost no, keystone Levolution moments. I wish it had all just been hey guys, we're bringing destruction back. Because there's a lot of it in the game, but it is pushed aside because of the keystone Levolution moments. And you do still get some great moments, like on one of the Naval Strike maps, they had this like super tall guard tower that is divided up into like tons of physical sections, and it's a lot of fun to take out. Catch a sniper up there,
It's
like
pretty much like Caspian Borders then?
Caspian Border head towers.
I had that big radar thing that falls over in sections. Like, it
No,
collapses.
I'm talking about kind of like a wooden camp tower, like a guard tower
Okay.
kind of thing. But it's great because like you hit it with a rocket with a sniper up there, which I did last week, and he like had nowhere to run, and the whole thing like collapses in sections. And it looks really good. That's the stuff I wish they had focused on, not so much the buildings collapsing, but like everything can be destroyed again.
Because that stuff is just boring after a while. It's like, yay, okay, it floods again. Big whoop.
Yeah.
Like, Gears of War 2, I think, had the best levolution in any game I've ever played. And you don't actually
and
trigger
EA is now going to sue you for using that for Gears of War.
You don't actually trigger it, too. It just happens randomly in the game. You'll be playing, and all of a sudden this snowfall will just happen, or like an avalanche. And if you're out in the open, you're screwed, you die. But if you get back behind a house, it comes down, all of a sudden the map's like 2 times bigger, and you can't access the lower areas, but now you can access higher areas. And so it was kind of a race as soon as it happened. You had to get to new weapons and everything. It was really fun. This was kind of like, okay, I'm going to shoot that, now that happens. But it doesn't really change the gameplay. It just, like, I find that water level really freaking annoying, because as soon as that happens, it just makes everything slower.
It's true.
It's not like, I don't know, it's not like, oh crap, I'm stuck, a wave's going to, rush you down.
It'd be cool if that happened and like there was tidal waves or giant waves crashing through those buildings. That would be cool, but they wouldn't
I can think of the first levolution in any game that I really, really enjoyed.
Just say destruction.
Yeah, please stop saying levolution. I hate that
Sorry.
word so much.
Did you guys ever play Red Faction?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gorillas?
That was really, I mean, like the original ones, 1 and 2.
I played Gorillas was my first one.
Okay.
Yeah, which had the
The
same...
ones before that were their first person, and
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
basically blast through the entire environment. Like you could like dig underground tunnels.
Beautiful.
No, I was talking about this one level in Half-Life 1 multiplayer. There's one where you're fighting around, but you can go into this base, and if you press the button, but there's a little switch would open up randomly after 10 minutes or something in the game. If you got there and you hit it, these doors would slowly close, and if whoever was not inside this base, the whole thing would get nuked. It was awesome. So there'd be the first way to go in, and there's 2 little like ladders you could climb up and drop down. But you get 3 people to guard it. So people are like trying to come over, and they're trying to crouch and crawl under, and you shoot them. They're like, yeah. And you see them through the portholes, it's like, they would die. I'm like, that was fun. Like, why don't they do that in Battlefield? Like a nuclear map. And you fight, and you're like, oh crap, the siren goes off, you got to get in buildings, and then that becomes a tactical situation.
Cool.
But now it's like
an airstrike,
whatever.
like a big bomb pass or something. That'd be really cool.
Carpet bombing across the whole map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You should have that in DayZ. Trying to bomb out the zombies. Did you just make it warmer in here?
it was just really cool. I think I'm right by it. You hot?
Yeah.
All I know, you're hot.
I'm
You're comfortable.
comfortable.
I think it's a big time to insert the
You
video.
chose a bad time to wake up. Scars. I see scars.
Please add that video edit of you in this.
No, I'm not going to.
You're no
For
fun.
copyright purposes.
I'm no
we'll,
fun. It has my name on it. It has my real name.
Okay.
I just don't want to get molested by someone from the internet. Screw
we can
me.
give you a version.
They will.
I've had a couple people already find my actual
Do you know
Twitter.
people have tried? Okay, I've been on the internet for forever, and everyone knows my name, and I have the most hated videos ever.
I know. I'm just
And
choosing.
I have more death threats that come in on me
I have
than you
a-
guys have ever even amassed for the amount of time you have on YouTube.
I have
I'm doing
a
fine.
business with my name on it. I would prefer not to make a direct association between that and my YouTube channel.
I have
still
a
like-
website
By having
with
this
my name on
conversation,
it.
you're now inviting people to actually do that very thing.
I still like how Joel posts random videos on his YouTube channel about GTA and his other usual shenanigans, and people are like, "Keep up the great work, Joel. I can't wait for Norman." Like that channel is now connected to Norman. Like, really? I made a huge
I don't know. He's
mistake.
still called a troll.
It's true. It's true.
Even with
This whole Norman video is just
Dave, do you have some
It's a big
DayZ
troll.
queued up yet?
Do I have any? What?
Do you have the DayZ stuff queued up?
I do.
Or okay, do we need to? Oh, let me make a quick announcement. Our next Play with Casual Shenanigans night, for lack of a better name. 'cause
There's
probably-
got to be a better
This
name.
probably- Anyway, casual play, casual shenanigans with casual shenanigans.
Light play with casual shenanigans.
Will be Friday.
Play with casual shenanigans.
Debbie's face.
Don't say her name.
Oh no, our first name
That's
is
Sarah.
Dad.
Shut up, Sarah. Hold on, let me check.
And
the
George.
I've got my 90 seconds.
Okay, the 11th. The 11th of April, Friday night. This Friday night coming up. We're going to play Chivalry. Everyone's going to play Chivalry together.
Chivalry.
Let me check my calendar.
You already agreed to this night.
Let me check my calendar
What time,
on my
Jay?
smartphone.
8 p.m.
I can probably do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Why don't you show off your smartphone?
Synchronize my life.
Everyone else has had smartphones for a while, Dave.
Have you
Move
shown
on.
off your smartphone yet?
It's my personal life assistant / companion.
You waited too long to get one of these.
It's also new.
I don't think Dave should have ever gotten one. I think he should have just lowered the price of his cell phone bill and not gotten one.
Get like a flip.
Getting one of these.
He's had 2 grape drinks. Stop it.
No, I should have taken my nap today.
It's like I need an
On
alcoholic.
second thought, let's just
Let's just see what happens. John?
Don't George. His name's George. Now you said both of their names.
Simmons.
That's Simmons.
But nah.
That was scary.
But
this podcast would make no sense without a video feed.
yeah, if you're not watching video, I'm sorry. If you are watching video, I'm also
I
sorry.
have my 90 seconds unless you want to talk about things.
All right, welcome to 90 Seconds with Joel. It's usually 60. Welcome to 90 Seconds with Joel, part of the podcast where Joel talks about stuff for a indeterminate amount of time.
seconds.
We never time it. Go.
Joel's had his purple Viagra, so he's
He's got a big old words, Dippy. He's ready for a stroke of genius. It can probably get worse. Give me a minute.
It's been
Ready for blast off.
Good night, guys.
All right, Joel, go.
So I was reading an article about Dark Souls, okay? And this is actually a BuzzFeed article, and they're usually really
Why would you be reading
They're really
anything on
terrible,
BuzzFeed?
but this one was recommended that it was actually really good.
Will you read articles on BuzzFeed?
I
just
read.
go
I
there
like
to
to
read,
read
like,
stuff.
random
Yeah,
lists.
I read. I don't just look at
You're a
GIFs
lister.
Of cat.
like you
GIFs.
stupid millennials.
Gifts.
Okay, so the article is basically about this guy who shut
Fight the man.
holes. Okay, so this guy hates Dark Souls, but he decided to play with it. He stuck with it, right? But something that he said I thought was just really interesting about games this generation, the last like just 5-6 years, is that now with like Kickstarter, now with like even with Battlefield with the patches and stuff, the players are now starting to become like a game can't be released without the people being consulted now. Like that's he's a really good. I didn't think about it. I was like, yeah, it's true. It was like he was saying how that Veronica Mars movie, like people made that happen. Like it's our movie because I gave you $15. It's our movie. You know, I mean it is kind of way.
I helped fund
But
Oculus
because
Rift. This is my project.
yeah, exactly. But because but because that stuff is happening more and more often, I think he was just saying that why he liked Dark Souls is that after Dark Souls 1 came out, they heard rumors of Dark Souls 2 and saying, is this going to be as hard? Like, are you going to dumb it down? Because they said, we want to make the introduction, the start, a little bit easier for people to get into. And people were like, oh, freaking out, like, console us. It's like, you know, you got to make it for us. It's for, you know. And they said, no, trust us. And they didn't go do all these polls and all these beta crap. You know, I mean, they did like, I think like a 2-week beta right before it came out. But Final Twixing, that was it. And the way he was just talking about it was just interesting because he was saying, like a lot of game studios now, other than I think Valve and a few others, they go, make your freaking game. Like, let people suffer a little bit when they buy the game. Like not in a patch wise or doesn't work wise, but that you can see their vision. Like even when you watch TV shows now, like the amount of ratings, like when you watch a TV show now, like the Marvel show or whatever, what is it called?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't watch it, but I was reading an article about that show. They said every episode you watch, I mean, they take all these statistics about what characters you like, what's trending on Twitter, everything. That directly relates to the very...
Because the show's not that great, they're trying to make it hold on.
Because they usually make 1 to 2 episodes ahead. That's it. They're only 2 episodes ahead of actually airing. Like, they only take about 2.5 weeks to make 1 episode. But it's like, you're not watching...
shows.
That's
It does,
so
yeah.
commercial.
But even with Lost, like, they were like a few weeks ahead of schedule. That was it. You know? And, I mean, Lost was a pretty good
They didn't
show,
care what the
but
fans
Well-
the frustrating part is...
Part of Lost was.
I want to see someone's vision
Yeah.
of what the story is. And that's why I enjoy-
Everyone, all the consumers feel like
Yeah.
my opinion is. Listen to me. I know how to
Yeah.
make your shit. Like I know how to
Exactly,
make
yeah.
your thing good. But then, but if you did that,
And
you wouldn't have people like Vince
yeah.
Gilligan who are like, "Trust me, I'm
Exactly.
going to make a great show. I don't care what you think.
games
Shut
games
up."
just don't risk it anymore.
Okay,
you know?
so what about Nintendo?
What do you mean?
You've said plenty about
Yeah.
what Nintendo should be doing. What they
Now,
should be making.
Nintendo's games. I can't honestly think of one really bad Nintendo game. I really can't.
Ever?
Wonderful 101 wasn't great.
Was that an official? That was an official Nintendo game, though.
Wii
No,
Sports.
That was a good
fun.
game, dude. I mean, what were you? Were you? Because it was. Cause it was,
I mean,
not 1080p back when you
I do
got
love
it.
playing tennis. Just
That was
shaking
fun.
everywhere.
That was a fun experience. They changed a lot.
Play golf, sitting on the couch, twitching your wrist.
So I can go against.
Okay, I mean, they're gonna have a few. I'm sure they have a few games, but most of their games that come out, like they don't beta test and things. They come out.
Well, what
no
are they going to beta
patches,
test? It's
and
the
they
same
work,
game,
you
just
know?
newer graphics, new levels.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't come out with anything truly new in years. They're just making the stuff that people love, which is
but
their old IP.
But going from the Wii to the Wii U, you now see that people are like,
Yeah.
you're not
I mean,
listening to your consumer at all.
Yeah, I mean, now they're starting to turn out like
The thing
Wii U
is-
has more 2D side scroller games than anything else, and it's like you've gone into HD now. You have graphics. Make a
The thing
3D
about
game.
Nintendo, though, is because of the success of the Wii and some other things, they
thought
don't
they could
really
buy.
care what everyone thinks because they could lose, like, I think it's $250 million a year to, like, 2,100.
The president is up for review in the next couple months.
President
He
of
might
Nintendo?
be, yeah, he might be gone.
Oh, wow. But they could lose obscene amounts of money. They could have terrible years for, like, 75 years, and they would still be financially solvent.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's like 300
that's why-
million. It's something insane.
But that's not good for investors.
No,
They
No, it's not good for
solve it.
investors, but I'm saying they took risks with the Wii.
Right.
Like, and it paid off for them. They took another risk with the Wii U. So far, it hasn't paid off. But they can take risks because they don't need to make money today. They want to make money maybe tomorrow, maybe 5 years down the road, but they can try whatever they want. Unlike Sony and Microsoft, like for a while, PlayStation was the only division of Sony that was making money.
Right.
Everything
Yeah.
else was losing money. So with the PlayStation 4,
Still, it is right now a little bit.
with PlayStation 4, you can tell. Now, that's a good example of them listening to the consumer.
Yeah.
Because they listen, okay, what did you all not like about the PlayStation 3 because we were too cocky to do a good
Yeah.
job on it? Okay, we will give you exactly what you asked for, and they've knocked it out of the park. Which is
so you
good.
don't think Nintendo's kind of where Sony was last time?
I think they
No,
are.
that's what
They
I'm
so is
I'm
Microsoft.
saying. I
So
mean,
that's-
their
so that's-
games are good. I'm just saying.
But even their games are not making the games that people necessarily want.
No, I mean, like
People
I
don't
have.
want 4 different iterations of
And
Mario.
well, the thing is, it's because they only have a very few. They're not getting to third-party games or people.
They're not getting new
high
IP.
quality.
They're not even doing new
Even their
Nintendo
first-party
IP.
games aren't
Yeah.
that.
No,
They haven't come out with a new Nintendo
I think
IP.
if the new Zelda that comes out, like I enjoyed the last one, Skyward Sword was good, but it was definitely a much. It's still a high quality game, but it felt like it was backpedaling from the last game because it was such a smaller experience. Like the areas were extremely small. You just kind of went through them a little bit, like a Metroid game or something, but it was still really small. But then playing Wind Waker, that's like what 10 years old now. It's a massive game. It's huge.
Most of that was
It's a
sailing.
50-hour game, and that's not even side quests or anything. That's just a single player, and it just feels like an epic long mission. But anyways, all I was going to say that is the way I was saying is that why you appreciate Dark Souls so much is that so many games they hold you by your hand, they want to get your opinion, they want you to like it so much. And the thing is, what's frustrating is that some things have paid off that way, like especially like movies, even like Marvel movies now, like they're going to make bank no matter what. The first, if they make like 60% Rotten Tomatoes for the next 3 or 4 movies, that's going to hurt them if they don't get a winner. But it's like you get the superhero, you get the thing that people want, and you like cater exactly everything you need. You get that love interest, you get this action scene, you get this. You add all it in, it's a perfect pie. And I just think since that's worked,
It's a good
it's
B
safe.
minus.
It's very
It's a good
safe.
B minus.
Yeah, it's safe because they'll get a B minus, but they're never going to make money.
Yeah.
Where they're not going to strive for that A plus or something.
Because when you go for A+, you either get an A+ or an F.
And it's funny, that guy went from absolutely hating to now he's like, it's so hard to play other games because he's like, it's just not polished. Like the game doesn't feel like, it's not challenging. It's not like, it doesn't immerse you anymore. It was just crazy. And that's how I'm finding after playing this game going,
So playing the 3 games then, how have you seen the evolution of
what
they've changed other than...
it's funny because some people are saying, oh, Dark Souls 2 is not as hard. I'm like, it's really hard. It's not as hard as Dark Souls 1, only that's because I played Dark Souls 1 for the first time and had no idea how to play this game, so it was freaking hard. But now I kind of know how to play it. Like a Zelda game, like, Joy, my wife, she's really bad at Zelda games. She's just not used to like, okay, you get these little 3 items, and this is what happens. Like, she just, she gets kind of get lost pretty quick in it. But I can play any Zelda game now and have an idea, like, instantly, oh, I'm going to crash through that wall and find an item there. Like, I just know that's how a Zelda game works. But the game, like, they've listened to fans, and they've upgraded things, and they've tweaked things, but they're not trying to pander and going, okay, now you have this. Like, I love that the very first achievement, you die, and it says, welcome to Dark Souls. And it's like, this is that game, like, you're going to have to, like, you have to like figure out the moves, how to like it's like a whole chess game. That's what I love about it. So, anyways, I just thought that was a really interesting article.
It's very interesting.
Joel loves Dark Souls Part 2.
Is this only part 2?
No, this is probably part 3 actually. I started last time.
All right, so now we're going to talk about
What's the time at?
What?
Well,
that has been-
hold it up for the camera.
8 minutes and 42 seconds with
minutes.
Joel.
That's almost 90 seconds.
Yeah, it's almost 9 seconds.
Nailed it. You did flashes dramatically. 8:46.
All right, so DayZ.
DayZ.
Big new
I'm
experimental
actually
patch.
excited about these patches.
Yeah, so Survival Month in development was from, I think, the first week of March, and it's continuing into April. And we're going to be seeing the results of that Survival Month of effort in the next few weeks. Joel's...
No, I was talking about. No, I'm not even going to say it. Keep going. I was listening. I was talking about someone else.
Sign language.
I wasn't saying
Dave's talking about Daisy again.
Look at this guy over here with his Daisy again.
Joel has what we call drunk perception, where you think you're being subtle.
I'm being quiet, guys.
Hey, over there in the actually, let me back up a bit before we talk about
I
Survival
think you
Month.
do need to back up a bit because I think that entire segment's ruined.
Before we talk about the Survival Month, let's talk about the new hiring that they talked about at, I think it was Res. There was a complete list of the roadmap, and I want to actually spend some time on the next podcast going over the roadmap, but
Okay.
I want to go through it ahead of time first. But besides announcing the full roadmap for the dev cycle, they announced the purchase of an entire studio out of Croatia. A developer with quite a bit of experience and 25 team members. That entire team is now working on DayZ.
I bet they were excited about that, like whatever they were working on before. Hey, congratulations, you're working on DayZ now.
Well, their portfolio isn't exactly the most amazing thing in the world.
Exactly, that's why they're probably excited they're working on DayZ now.
Yeah.
They could have probably gotten a better discount out of the Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Does Ukraine have video game studios?
They did, and then the mafia pushed them out.
So the Russians have video game studios now?
The Ukrainian studio GSC Games was responsible for the entire Stalker series. They were out of the Ukraine, which is why the Stalker games were so good. Is because they would actually drive 3 hours to Chernobyl, the exclusion zone, and take photos and reference materials for every single game.
Not all of them made it back.
They'd actually go out.
Many Bothans died.
Do some reenactments over there.
But really back to the developer.
And that's why the Stalker games were good. It was just like life. It's just about life in Ukraine. It's like The Sims. We have The Sims. They have Stalker.
They have a bunch of Russians on the border in the game too.
Yeah, basically. and there was looting. And,
If you're watching from the Ukraine, we the struggle.
Well, that was really condescending.
We like the struggle. What's that? We like the struggle. What was that?
No, we support you.
Okay.
But yeah, so a team of 25 added to DayZ's 16-ish full-time developers, and they're also hiring a bunch of environment artists and other developers, so that's exciting.
They're getting all the people from the War Z to get the game really polished.
Speaking of which, the vehicle patch for the War Z is still not out yet. That was
Coming soon, guys. Coming soon.
That was
They're not even pretending like they're still developing that game.
We just
though,
just bought Infestation just for fun.
they're putting patches out for like hackers and stuff, I think. But yeah, the vehicle patch was
Why?
promised.
That's the only way to have fun in that game.
I've heard it's basically a competition of aimbots. But yeah, wasn't the vehicle patch promised for the War Z in
I don't know.
December 2012, Joel?
Never played this game.
Yeah, something like that.
So in the year it took them to not come out with a vehicle patch, they've done like
Well,
all
here's the
standalone
question.
development.
So there's now Infestation Survivor Stories, which is the War Z. Is
Yes.
the War Z still in your Steam library as is?
It should have converted if you bought it on
Oh,
Steam.
it converts. Okay, I didn't know if they were two separate games.
No, it's the exact same game, just with a new logo because of copyright issues, because of World War Z's lawyers.
Because they're the ones that are.
Hey, why did the screen turn off on that?
Joel?
Cause
I don't know, cause
You shake it. Shake it real. No, I mean like the mouse.
Was it not charging this time?
Sarah, come on.
charging.
It was plugged in.
I don't think
It
was.
might have, like, this one might have popped out a little bit.
All
I
right.
think it's dead.
it's not been.
Audio.
45 minutes pausing. Hold on, I'm gonna make a loud noise so I can find this later. Can you restart it?
Yeah, I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you.
Cow in the living room.
I present to you the mating call of the podcaster. His bellows cry out across iTunes, seeking a mate, or a subscriber, or a like, or a favorite, or a review.
It does help us out.
Whatever he can get.
I was hear that in my nightmares.
I said like continue.
Alright, continue.
That's how Jeremiah wakes up in the morning. He gets out of bed.
It's like the bellowing conch shell.
Come forth.
Better have another.
Oh, I gotta get some more water.
Why?
Straight vodka. I take a sip of my water and my eyes just start watering.
Dave's just like,
It kind of froze.
It froze.
It's still going now.
So it didn't die, it just froze?
Continue and it would do
You hit
it.
stop broadcast,
What do we do?
and then we'll just start a new one, and I'll just splice it together.
Okay.
If it's under a certain amount of time, it's easy to do within you.
Stopping. Oh yeah, it was down to 6%. That would do it.
Good job, Joel.
Yeah, Joel.
Yeah.
It just not
If you hadn't talked about Dark Souls for so long, we've been done by now.
Alright.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part.
Well, yeah. Cause
So, and how do I?
That's because of your special relationship with Joel.
Now with 8 minutes with
Go
Joel.
to video manager.
I wish this whole podcast was just Dark Souls.
You look color coaster.
What'd you say?
Well, too bad.
I wish this whole
I like your
podcast
status.
was just Dark Souls.
Which one?
For like 20 minutes.
A great day of shooting and
Dude,
pampering
we
for
need
Norman.
to try to get on that.
I got to play a looter
that,
slash apocalypse
podcast.
survivor, so it was
It's
definitely
really
a good day.
I looted a frying pan. Just looted
Oh, I
them.
can't tell you who I beat because you haven't gotten there yet.
I can't wait to play that.
Okay.
I can't wait to play that game again.
We're live.
I literally took a break because I was playing so much that I think I hurt my.
Make sure you cut out the
No
audio
joke.
before this,
How
because I was
good.
talking about
It
stuff.
is. It's so freaking good. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Secret things.
All right, guys, I gotta mark this again. Everyone, plug your ears.
Get ready.
Plug your souls. I just wanted to let you know this is an apartment. Let me see the audio.
I love the breath before it happens too, like that.
I can't imagine what the neighbors are thinking. They're like,
What?
All right. Welcome back. We had a slight technical issue. We're all back now. Everything's good here.
not that you've
Everything's
noticed
good.
after being edited.
Everything's fine. Thank you. How are you?
So, Dave.
Yes, back to Daisy, and actually,
Well, for the listeners, they don't know that we weren't just, to them,
we just
they're here one moment and then back again.
continuing with Daisy.
Continue with Daisy. There was no gap for them.
And beyond their current hiring, we should get a couple of experimental patches consistently in the next few weeks that together will make up the survival patch. I'm not sure you're with me here, Joe.
Survival Pat?
They want the big survival patch out on stable by the end of the month, so we're gonna get it in bite-sized, experimental, tasty tidbits.
Every last patch, they will log on immediately.
Dude, there was a patch that went live last week whose only purpose was to test those the verified the guaranteed updates, like just checking to see if they managed to cut down on the data sent back and forth from client to server. That was the only purpose of the test. The experimental patch was only live for like 1 day. It was 100 megs. There were only 3 servers live. They turned zombies off just so people could loot nonstop because they wanted to test the data back and forth. There were people who were live streaming for like 6 hours just looting, like mad. I wasn't one of them, believe it or not.
That's for later.
Yeah, I actually have the same page up.
Okay.
But yeah, so we should get bite-sized bits of the survival patch to try out on experimental as
I
the
like
weeks
to
go
call them
on.
survival morsels.
Survival morsels.
And we're not talking about beans for once.
Survivalums.
What's that stuff that's the Civil War people ate? The little tack? Yeah.
Hardtack?
It's a survival hardtack.
I think it affected their acting.
One of those guys was not having hardtack. He was eating something very soft and easy.
It was just dirt.
He was on the biscuits. Biscuits. Anyone called biscuits bickets?
Never heard of that.
Nope.
Just where I'm from.
I think they're lacking some teeth.
The land of tall people.
We have a lot of teeth where I'm from, actually. Although there's this one area. I guess I'm not going to call you
The treetops. People are like,
This area, it's all watermen.
the brand.
Alright, no, but never mind.
We've never
Hey,
seen.
Grandma!
We've never seen into the stratosphere like you have.
Dragons.
It's Pandora up there. There's things we've never seen before.
Grabs the pie out of the window. See you later!
You know, we do joke about it, but I'm pretty sure my 12-year-old sister is taller than you.
What's he talking about?
I was waiting to see how long it was going to go
He's
on.
1.5 grape drinks in. It's getting crazy.
Keep knocking him back, Joel.
Well, his body weight, that's a lot.
Please, someone give another one.
Oh, man.
Every time I look over here, Simmons swaps out another one.
Thanks, Simmons.
Thanks, Simmons.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about Daisy.
I actually forget what I was talking about. So first experimental patch should go live.
People are looting the server because it was.
Yeah. Basically, people will take anything, and in the next week we should actually get a real patch. Is basically what's going on, including one of the coolest looking new towns we're going to see so far, up in the far north mountains. Lots of cool canyons and stuff like that. Along with this first experimental patch, we're going to be testing the guaranteed updates, which means Collide will actually be able to play without desyncing every single second. And Joel has just been handed a very large container of what appears to be a amber-colored
juice.
an amber-colored apple juice in a fancy bottle.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I do with this.
Well, you splash it on like cologne.
Who's this fine gentleman? It looks like Benjamin Franklin.
For sirs with a problem.
You flip it around.
Giant letters.
Joel checks out the back first. He's like, oh, what's it got in the trunk? Oh, it's worthy.
A fine drink for sirs or
The guy
the
says a
lady.
lot about the
Is
front.
this Alexander Hamilton? No, it's not. It's Jefferson.
Lady.
Winston Churchill.
Drinking intensifies.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna die of laughing.
So here's a question. When you eat,
Yeah,
if you've
yeah.
ever had pickled liver, do they pickle the livers after they kill the animals, or do they just let them drink to death? Discuss.
I'm out of here. I'm out after that talk.
I wonder how that would, like, I mean, they could probably put the little plastic tubes and they, like, push the pigs up and lock them in.
Just insert the quarter and let him
I'm
go.
pretty sure if you let a pig drink alcohol, they'll like it.
I know, that's exactly what
My-
Wait, Joel,
my-
Joel, why is that your drink emotion? Drink pig.
Drink the nectar.
Why is that the motion? A hip thrust. Drink. I was drinking water and I almost spit all over the microphone. I almost drowned in Deer Park water.
Deer Park, the official bottled water of Casual Shenanigans Gaming. Send us stuff.
And Benjamin Franklin's whiskey.
Jeremiah, who are you kidding? Nobody wants to sponsor this. Nobody wants to.
I think Smirnoff should.
They want no part of this.
Whoa. Sexual.
I'm gonna talk.
Joel's got himself a case of the vapors. Can we get a fan from a lady?
Oh!
Stop moaning.
You do it a little more badly, please.
It hurts so much.
You can't moan unless George is touching you.
Oh
Whoa.
Video games.
I actually stopped breathing there for a minute. I think I was actually not breathing for a while.
So, Dave, can we get a sneak peek of the roadmap?
Let me just scroll through
We'll
these
give other
updates.
roadmaps next time we got.
I know. I want a sneak peek of.
We can give you a sneak peek of the next like quarter of the roadmap.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
alright.
one really good thing coming up.
What would be one? Oh, okay. So I don't know if Joel passed this on, but this has me freaking out. Okay, so
Didn't we talk about it on?
the persistent loot excitement.
Yes.
So we had talked about it, but just to share it with the rest of you guys. There's a possible plan that they're working on. The original plan was, in the mod we had tents to save stuff in. In standalone, there was talk of starting out with like backpacks being the thing that you could like hide out in the woods to save loot in. But with guaranteed updates and all these optimizations coming in the future of the alpha, they're looking at possibly making every single piece of loot in the game persistent to a certain point, like for a certain time period. Which means you could like take a pistol, slap a mag in it, run out into the woods like nearby a hotspot, like hide a pistol under a log or something, and just like remember, like mark on the map, like I left my pistol here. You could hide anything. I am gonna squirrel away so much loot in tree trunks.
That'll actually
You
be
are gonna
nice.
be a
You can go
squirrel.
to cities and just look for like guns from all the gunfights and stuff. Like you just cruise by, head for the popular areas, and try to scoop up all the stuff on the ground.
It would still
I
be
carry everything, so.
it would still be balanced
They're there for you.
because of the damage mechanic. Like most stuff would be ruined, so you'd be able to pick through like a couple of extra things that were left from a battle that maybe happened the night before in that town. Like that would be
That'd be great.
just to see signs of civilization, even if stuff only lasted for like 48 hours on the server, like non-backpack and non-tents.
Shoot, that's time enough for like 10 or 20 murders in every building. So
Yeah, it can make things really interesting, and I think they'll have to wait till loot is respawning according to a server-controlled system.
right.
So that a city's not respawning loot around a place where a bunch of battles are taking place, and it becomes like a giant military base of free junk worth of loot.
That's gonna be cool because I'm
It-
really looking
it's just
forward
an
to
idea,
actually
though.
like
It's
putting a
not-
whole bunch of cans of beans like in one room or something like that. That'd just be really fun, or just to
Call
see how.
me Patron, put
Yeah.
a sign up. Uncle Joel's Mexican restaurant. Welcome to the basement.
Look at
No pants.
Base.
I think it completely changes the dynamic of the game, though. I mean,
If you're
instead of like
behind.
just kind of managing your inventory, you can take it out and like you really strategize how to take stuff and like
Well,
go
we
on,
totally
go
we're
on
gonna have
runs
to
and
come up
start.
with caches. I want to start developing like backpacks of loot stored in various
Yeah.
areas around the map, so you can always get
My
to stuff.
prediction here is that Dave will go, "Oh, this is awesome! If I put a pistol down by this log, though, someone might find it, and he will just keep it in his backpack."
My first question to Dave was, "Are you going to start putting stuff in dead bodies and dragging them around to your cache?"
Stalker style. Actually, Joel, you have it backwards. What I would do is I find a beautiful new 1911, a magazine for it, ammunition pristine. It has the Spartan grips and all. And I'm looking at it in my inventory. I'm like, man, I need to use this 1911. It is beautiful. But what if I die? I should probably hide it in the woods.
He's going to be running with an axe the whole game now.
An axe. I'll have like a pitchfork and like
He's got like an
no
entire
shirt.
arsenal under a log, but he's got an axe because that's the only thing he doesn't care about losing.
Yep. But and that's part of the roadmap. They're going to see if it's possible. If they get enough performance overhead as time goes on, they want to do that. But it's going to be one of those things that they'll only activate that capability if the infrastructure can handle it and if it is going to support gameplay. But I like that they're looking at it. That makes me happy. And this is for our peanut gallery over there. As I actually go away from the page
Hey,
here.
peanuts.
In a experimental patch in the very near future, we're going to get physics turned on. Not ragdolls. They're actually working on customized ragdolls so that they'll look really good. But
It's the future.
physics are the future. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. So supportive.
Give me more, Dave. Give me more.
You'll be able to throw loot. And I hope.
Food fight.
Dude, we should have comedy night, and we can all grab tomatoes, and we can chuck the tomatoes.
They have tomatoes in game now, so they have rotten tomatoes in game. I'm serious. They're huge.
That'd be awesome. Actually.
I can make cornhole things.
We could. We certainly
Cornhole
could.
competitions in Daisy. Welcome.
Yeah, the Survivor events are really going to go downhill.
I know.
Welcome to Corn. Why are you all shooting?
Oh well, what was I gonna say? I hope that like the damage model is actually working for throwing things.
You can't like chuck a tomato off a roof and have it be good to eat.
Have it be like ruined or something.
Yeah.
Like, or if you had loot you wanted to get rid of like after a gunfight, if you throw it off of a building, it'll destroy it or something.
Has anyone heard of the game called Metal Gear Revengeance?
Yeah.
Is that an actual game?
Have you ever heard of that Metal Gear game that some people have played?
Oh, the sword, sword.
Yeah.
What if,
heard of that car
what if
called Chevrolet?
Daisy had that? Like, you could actually, like, sever arms. That game would be...
That is part of the
That'd be
roadmap.
amazing.
Well, if you look at how they did
like,
Left 4 Dead 2, Valve released a thing showing how they just in the past week or so, showing how they did the damage model for Left 4 Dead 2. They had different areas of the bodies, like wherever you shot, they would just carve out a section and replace it with this texture. And so they had like really very dynamic. They had like 250 variations of every zombie.
Yeah,
I would love to see that
depending on
game.
how you shot them. It was really cool. But the way they made it sound was there was barely any performance hit doing it. Like there were.
Dude, Left 4 Dead 3 is going to be insane. If that ever
Probably.
comes out. Ever.
It'll come out.
That is on the roadmap though. The last quarter of this year, I believe, quarter 4, which is like I think October through December or so, maybe even
that?
November through December. They're gonna look at giving and like model damage for both players and
Especially for
zombies.
grenades, dude. Like, you walk in and you just...
So I think Axe is a lot more fun.
It's going to
Ragdolls.
make tripwires really fun.
Ragdolls will already help out a lot with that, like just with how impacts feel. And so then if the next step after that is to get the giving working, that would be insanely fun.
Yeah.
Are they gonna fix climbing ladders yet?
No, letters will always kill you.
Okay.
Ladders will always
I've
kill
only
you.
died on a ladder once.
Yeah,
I don't understand the whole ladder.
I died in the first day and that was the only time.
I think it's overplayed how much
That one in the
ladders do.
apartment though, that's the only one in the game that is guaranteed to break your legs every time. That one top on that one apartment.
How
model.
come I got down to fine, though?
Because you were right on top of me.
I landed on your body. You cushioned my fall.
Yeah, basically. I think what happens is the ladder actually. I think the ladder's a little bit too low, and like you come out clipped to the floor or something. Unless you land on someone else, in which case.
Your feet go right through the wall.
Actually, my legs weren't broken until you landed on me.
Really?
It was like,
Maybe like, right on your ankles. Snap.
the weight system got turned on, and there's just crushing. Yeah. But that is on the roadmap. That might be one of the good things to talk about is the possibility of giving after Ragdolls.
That would be awesome. There needs to be more blood in the game, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
More blood, more dirt, rape mechanics. Just throwing out ideas.
I want the blood to stay. Like you walk into a room and the room's just bloody. Like
That would be
after a
awesome.
gunfight.
You need to be able to paint messages on the walls in
In
blood.
someone's blood.
Yeah, why not? There's no reason why not. Feces, blood, whatever you want.
I still
Maybe
want
you
to be
want
able
feces
to do,
camouflage. It's a
Like, get
thing.
sick and
First
actually
thing
have to
I'd
take
do
a crap.
in
Like, that would just be funny.
Mark your territory.
Well, like, was it you said, like, you're going straight to cannibalism?
yeah.
As soon as the apocalypse hits, like, you're going to throw the food out before it even spoils and just go straight to
But
it.
James, I'm your
I've got to let people know I'm serious.
Like, James, we still have egos. I don't want egos.
The grocery store's fully stocked. The government's giving out food. I'm making my stand now.
Like, we're all going to have to do it. I'm just getting used to it while I have seasonings left.
We're all doing our part in this.
This is
get
the
in that
world.
oven.
This is the world we live in now. No, it's not.
Not for another couple years. Nope, now's good. I'm not a monster. I'm ahead of the curve.
James was always an early adapter.
I might have bitten my arm a few times in anticipation.
Oh man.
How much meat could you bite off and it, like, heal? Could you make, like,
They got
people
really
bacon?
quiet.
Could you make people bacon out of, like, people's leg muscle and it grows back?
Okay,
Come on, Sarah. You've thought about this. Don't make weird faces.
a creepy moment here, though.
Bacon comes from
I
the
ha-
stomach,
Paul.
so
Oh,
abs
whatever.
would be
Paul
bacon.
searched this.
Oh gosh.
Paul searched
Yeah.
this. Or Sam. We'll call him. And
Right, 'cause no one knows what his
it
name
tastes
is
like
now.
chicken.
People?
People taste like chicken. Like
I thought
literally.
I thought
tastes
we're
like
red meat.
Well, according to Google, it tastes like chicken. Like
Huh.
literally tastes like chicken. Not like everything tastes
Research till you put it in Google.
Well, have you ever had chicken with, like, no seasoning on it?
Google's what he calls his
Chicken's
carving
pretty
knife.
bland.
he put it
like chicken. So
in
we're pretty
Google.
bland. But we're nutritious.
I have
We
actually
are.
always been
Yeah, we have
curious,
lots of
like,
minerals.
This is good to talk about. Everyone's thought about this,
See?
apparently. Eating
See?
people. No,
I'm
James,
on the
no
right,
one's going to
I'm on the
validate
right
you.
track.
No one is going to validate
I'm
you.
going to be
here.
healthy quickly. And
No, you're not. You will go crazy if you eat people.
You won't go crazy.
Yes, you will.
It's a lot of protein.
No, eating
tell
people.
you,
Like, from a genetic
hits your
standpoint,
brain.
cannibals have, they have serious issues with their brains.
Well, they're
You're not supposed to eat your own kind.
That's called the
apparently.
chicken or the egg thing. I mean, maybe they were crazy before they started eating people.
Wait, if chickens eat chicken, do they go crazy?
Do they eat chicken?
I mean,
what? This is very
I've heard of
hypothetical.
my friend who lives on a farm. Their dog
someone
is
lean in,
actually
because this is
eating another
interesting.
dog.
Well, that dogs will eat anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does a dog go crazy?
But do they eat dogs all the time?
I mean, dogs are kind of crazy.
If you eat a dog, probably no. If you eat dog every week, maybe.
I have always been curious, like, what it would taste
I don't
like
think there's
if
anything
you would
physiologically
know.
that
There's
would make you
one way to
crazy.
find. You just find some roadkill person, and
or you make a roadkill person.
You just sit down and carve off a slice.
that's not. He lived, Dave. He lived.
Solving the homeless problem.
okay. Did
I
anyone,
didn't even make that
Oh, I
connection.
assumed that's what you were.
No, I'll
referencing.
take it. I'll take it.
did you not play Fallout New Vegas? Did you play that?
Not yet.
You haven't, Dave, you played it. I know.
I played.
You know what quest I'm talking about.
Are you talking
know.
about New Vegas?
What?
Which one? Which quest?
I think you're thinking of the Fallout.
one of the-
Oh, I'm
no.
talking about the inside the little.
There's a hotel. There's a
Yeah,
hotel
yeah.
in Fallout
Oh
New
yeah.
Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And it's all the whole secrecy is about like basically they.
Ah! Don't tell.
Yeah,
five people
that's a big spoiler.
You haven't played that.
They
part
eat
yet.
people. I think I kind
That's
of put the
not
dots together.
that's not a spoiler because you know that right ahead. You find out pretty much. You know what's coming. You just have to figure out who's doing it basically.
Or how they're
No,
doing
you
it.
how to
know
stop or
you have to
I'll stop
basically
to kill all
expose
of
them
them?
to
Yeah.
certain people.
Well, Fallout 3, there's a similar place, and that
This is a spoiler.
You come into some neighborhood and you find out it, but it's just really creepy. But
They're all crazy.
after that part, I was like, I'd be curious, like if someone served it to me, if I would freak out. Like if I didn't know about it. I'm not saying like if I knew, I'm like,
If you didn't know, no, you probably wouldn't. They
I
could
don't.
tell
Like,
you.
I
it was
wonder if
something-
I would be like, this is weird.
Or they could
But
just.
I guess if someone like just gave me a,
They could tell you it's like some exotic beef or something, and you'd be like, "Oh, it does taste good."
I'm like, I'll get some of this.
Just kidding, it's your mother.
another slice.
Yes, you would. And
would
we're just
do-
gonna stop that.
Welcome to
right
Casual
now.
Shenanigans, the podcast all about PC gaming and cannibalism. It's a broad spectrum.
Casual Shenanigans, the alcohol edition.
It did relate to Fallout, so there's that.
It does, yes. What other things are coming to the DayZ patch?
Oh, are we still talking about DayZ? I closed my tab.
We were talking about
what
the
are you doing on your
apocalypse, we were
phone?
talking about how I would be
Stop
cannibal
playing with
first.
your phone.
This is really early, but around this time of year, I start getting the itches.
Can you go get him pills for that? There's probably a queen.
Please continue or don't.
I meant twitchy.
Why? That doesn't make it make more sense.
No, but it itches and
Excited,
works.
whatever. Okay.
It's just that time of year. Spring is in the air.
Pollen's on the trees. A lot of people are dying.
It's time for new life.
E3 is coming up really soon.
Left turns with Joel.
Tonight Casual
The
Shenanigans.
thing is, now that he said that, I know exactly what he means.
Tonight on CSG, Joel talks about his E3 itches.
Or Twitch.
I hear there are a lot of terms there. So anyway, E3.
Yeah, well, E3's coming up. It's June, right?
Where's E3 at?
How do
Still
you
Las
not
Vegas?
remember?
I think
Los
it's the same place for I think
Come on.
this year and the next year, and
I
then it
didn't know
changes.
if, like, you've got any itches in Las Vegas.
No, but it's coming up really soon, and I'm curious what we're gonna see.
Oh, we got to make predictions.
Yeah, I know.
Let's make some predictions. We can do it
like,
like on this podcast.
and I'll make my
or-
same prediction
now.
like I'd make every.
Let's everyone make 3 predictions. Joel, can you write them down?
Yeah, I can.
Can we get Simmons? Wait, oh, you don't live here. Judith. We're not using real names. I'm sorry if you don't like that.
Disgusting.
The same letter.
Sorry if any of you are listening.
Julie.
Okay,
Julie.
that's a little better.
Can we get
I
paper
know
and pen?
Julie. I can do that.
Sorry, Judith.
Call her happy. Call her happy.
I'm making a note right here.
Oh, Joel's making
Yeah.
notes on his phone.
Yeah, a
I think there's
smartphone.
He has a
pen
smartphone.
on that table somewhere.
That's all right.
All right.
I'm using it as a coaster.
Ew.
So we'll go around.
I'm just kidding.
We'll go around in a circle. We have to do 3 predictions of something that's going to happen at E3. Okay?
Okay.
So Joel, do you want to start and we'll go
Yeah, sure.
clockwise? All right.
I'm. Man, I think this year might be Half-Life 3.
That was your last year.
No,
How many
prediction.
years has the podcast
I
been
know,
going
I
on?
know.
Eventually, it's a guaranteed
I know,
point. Eventually.
I know.
Can you go for 3 now?
Well, Doom 4 is gonna have a free beta,
Really?
this year. It's gonna be on
Awesome.
PC, Xbox One, and PS4 only. So it's now old generation.
What do you only? Not the Wii U.
I mean, they're not doing old generation.
Okay.
So they're keeping with next
I
generation.
mean, not a 5-platform release.
Half-Life 2 came out when Doom 3 came out. Literally, within the same year they came out. What was that sound?
That's the coffee.
Oh.
Oh.
That seems like a really big stretch, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Doom
I don't know,
Half-Life.
but I'm just saying.
Far Cry
doesn't
also
take
came
much.
out
I mean, he
the
could-
same year.
I'm just saying. Okay, I have the Half-Life 2 little book that collector's book, and in it they talked a little bit about Doom 3, and they talked about those games.
It'll come out
And
when
they are
Source 2
people,
comes out.
It's not
pretty
like
much a
Gabe
given.
Newell doesn't know the other people that make these games. They do work on certain games, and they talk with other people, and they see their games in process. And I think it can be beneficial for certain games to come out at certain times, around the same time. It's like next generation games. It gets that hype, and it helps sell both of them. So I think it's a very good year. I mean, there was no Valve games at all this year, at all. And the last time a Valve game came out was CS:GO.
No, Dota came out last year officially.
No,
It'd been
well,
out
yeah,
for
I guess
a couple years.
yeah, but. So anyways, there's no games, so it would be literally no games this entire year if they don't come out with it. And I don't think
that's a
it's
good prediction.
I don't think it's gonna be Left 4 Dead 3,
I was
but
happy to throw away his first prediction.
but anyways, the first one's Half-Life
And I
3.
will enjoy it.
All right.
The second one is
No,
Left 4
we're
Dead 3.
going in.
Oh, we're going around.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Go
So
that
James.
way, because I'm not ready.
Oh,
Okay.
Dave, do you have one?
Not yet. I have one that I want to end with. I haven't thought of another one yet. So
You can just use the end one now. I mean, once you say it, no one else can use it. So
no, it's mine for the end.
Okay, I'll go.
Well, okay, actually, I do have one. Here we go.
Battlefield 4 is gonna finally come out officially.
No, it is Battlefield related actually.
It'll get
I
out
think
of beta.
because of Battlefield 4 and the work on
Retail
Battlefront, I think they're going to say at some point, just kind of off to the side, that there will be no new main title Battlefield numbered series until at least 2016.
Do you think they'll announce that?
They're not gonna announce that though.
It won't be an announcement, but I think it'll be talked about.
Okay, it'll be released, but not in a press conference.
No. I think maybe in an interview.
The
or a
news will
side
come
note.
out. Okay,
There might
alright.
be a bad company to side something, but there's going to be no main number release. I think at least for 3 years.
Okay.
I hope. Please don't.
All right. Let me know when you're ready to take mine down.
I've got it.
All right. Valve is going to talk more about Steam machines. Other manufacturers are going to show things about Steam machines. The general public will still not be that excited about Steam machines or understand what's going on. But they will be talked about
A lot.
a lot. They'll be talked about a lot.
That's safe, though.
No, not
Are they going to
necessarily.
give release dates? Are they going to give...
They could though. See, we don't know.
But this is...
I'm saying
this is why we're making
after
these
E3.
predictions
I'm
to
saying
push.
after E3, we're still not going to feel any better about Steam machines, and we're still not.
Aren't
really
they out
gonna-
though? I thought they're out.
No, I don't think so.
I thought you can buy
No,
those.
you can't buy the controllers yet.
On a side note, Alienware officially announced the cancellation of their future plans for that crazy adjustable system thing. The concept.
Yeah.
They're like,
It wasn't Alienware. I thought it was someone else.
no, it was Alienware.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like,
Kind of
oh,
an interesting idea, but
they're like, yeah, no manufacturers on board, so this is never going to happen. And no one was surprised.
What a surprise. Yeah, but they're still 3D printing the Steam controllers. They're not even ready to manufacture them, so they're not out yet. But I think after E3, we're not going to know really a whole lot more or feel a lot more excited about.
Wait, they're not even...
They're not manufacturing them. They're 3D printing them.
I
so.
called that. I thought that the Steam was not going to.
Well, that's my first one. James?
Okay.
I predict that Nintendo will talk about probably the new Zelda and maybe a new Metroid.
Not Super Smash Brothers?
I mean, they'll talk. They'll talk about that, but this is...
That's actually being shown off next week. Actually, no, sorry. E3, they're actually completely talking about.
Yeah, but I'm talking about things that haven't been officially shown
And
yet.
you said Metroid?
All right.
And I think... No, I'll come back to this. But it's another Nintendo related. I think
Okay.
they'll add a new function to the Virtual Console.
What's the new function?
Just more games and more... just to maybe expand that a little
Is
bit.
that an official prediction?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your number 2. You're doing 1 and 2 at the same time.
No, this is all about Nintendo.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Getting old? Getting old there?
Yep. I haven't had my coffee tonight, so.
Have you had any? Oh, you had some
coffee?
today, though.
I had some this morning.
Yeah, would you like some Jefferson's coffee?
Night, guys.
George Washington.
Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, so Joel, what's your second one?
Left 4 Dead 3 actually.
It's going to be what?
Announced or shown off in some way. in
Okay.
3.
Cool.
Just because the leaks or like people have been talking about it more, and I feel like it's actually a decent time to do that because zombie games are doing really well right now.
Okay, that
I can
makes sense.
see them pushing the new engine with that.
Actually, I'm going to say that developers and industry professionals are going to see Source 2 behind closed doors. It won't be anything public, no trailers.
But we'll hear that they're seeing it.
Yeah.
And they're
One of
getting like
things
the SDK or something.
Yeah, yep. That's my guess for Source 2.
That's pretty good.
Which means we will see it eventually.
We'll hear talk of it, and then we'll probably see like official stuff later on in the year.
Did you guys see some guy redid a couple maps in Half-Life 2?
In the Unreal 4
Life?
engine,
But
yeah.
I was just like, oh my gosh, dude, the future. I really hope Source 2 is just like that amount of detail. Really,
I'm sure it will
holy
be.
crap.
I'm sure it will be. Gosh, I'm trying to be fair. I think Oculus is going to have a press conference or some sort of big announcement where they're basically going to try to mitigate people's worries and concerns about the Facebook acquisition. Like, they're going to do some sort of, hey, no, things are awesome. Look, like maybe they'll announce an official release date or a cheaper consumer model or something. I think Oculus is going to try to reclaim a lot of their public perception issues.
Do you think they'll head themselves up directly against Project Morpheus?
There is no direct against. They're on separate platforms.
I understand that, but do you think they'll... Because people are going to mentally compare them the two.
I'd be surprised if they did, honestly, just because they're never going to directly compete against each other. So I'm assuming as far as Oculus is concerned, they're going to try not to care about it. I think Morpheus is going to compare itself to Oculus because that's
Right.
The Oculus Rift has been talked about for 2 years. Everyone's familiar with the Oculus Rift. Sony's trying to sell people on the idea of Morpheus, which honestly I'm not sure is going to work because of the graphics horsepower needed to make it function.
Oh no, it'll work fine.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, I was just. I'm only saying that.
I saw the press conference. I saw the conference.
Did you hear
but
the
I'm
thing
still-
they were mainly talking about though?
I'm still worried. I'm still worried about it. I'm just.
I mean, I think games are gonna have to work a different method of graphics not gonna be pushed as
We'll
hard as
see.
they
Yeah,
are.
we'll see. I'd like to be wrong. I would like Sony to come out with a good way to do it. I'm just a little bit skeptical.
I just think I think VR is gonna actually work because it's on the PS4 because you have all the system there. Where on what
does that mean?
I'm saying if you got okay,
You have the whole system there.
No, I'm
I'm
saying,
like a
okay,
computer.
Not upstairs in your
Video
back.
cards in the closet.
If you watch the conference, I think you understand that you need to be able to plug in and it has to work. It's
Right.
got to amaze you right away. If you do that with your Steam, you might jump into a game that somebody half-assed VR into the game. And then you go, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta download another driver. I don't like this. Oh, I gotta get another camera. It doesn't have the full tracking. Oh, my controller doesn't have the tracking thing either. I gotta go buy that.
What you're saying is there's more control.
PS4 has it all together.
There's more control over the experience.
It's a closed system. You think it's because it's a closed system,
No, it's
it
not
will be
close.
superior.
I'm just saying, no, you have
It is a closed system. Yeah, it's PlayStation hardware. I mean, it's
Well,
it's
they've
closed.
already talked about possibly even being able to use it with the PC or like mobile phones.
I'd
or
be fine with
anything else.
that. That'd be
But I'm
cool. I mean, you can use
it's
PS4
because you have
controllers
all
on
the stuff
PC.
all together.
Right.
It'd be like PC's kind of like going you get a piano, but you get just pieces of it, and then you got to assemble everything. Yeah, you get custom.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this, you already have the camera, you already have the system. You just
Yeah.
plug it in.
If you have if you have the camera,
If
for
you-
most
if
people,
you-
you don't have the camera.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of the stuff just kind of comes together, and they're
Right.
going to build specific
that makes
games
sense.
for it. You got to hope
James?
that third-party people make it.
I think Microsoft's going to come up with some kind of new technology, whether it be not necessarily new technology.
Windows 8.2.
No.
Amazing.
I don't know if they're ready to fully jump into the VR, but they hint at it like, oh yeah, we've been doing it too. But I think
They're gonna try to reclaim some of their
they reclaim some of their
bad public perception.
innovativeness.
I don't know.
I don't know if that'll be through smart glass, if they'll find new functions for that or something like that. But
Oh yeah, that's a thing still.
Okay.
All right, Joel.
Oh my gosh, I hate
Your
that.
last
I hate
one?
that thing so much. Gosh, this text is actually getting blurry. I'm so tired.
Yeah, because you're tired.
Good old Jefferson.
He makes your
The
vision
more I'll
sharper.
make it clear, right?
yeah, I know. The more he has, the more clear he's actually speaking. Oh look, Thomas Jefferson, born in Virginia.
I think we're gonna hear the Division release date.
All right.
Okay.
Dave?
Did we already hear one of those?
No,
for
there
this year?
isn't one yet.
Okay.
They say they're still on track for 2014.
But they're not committing to
But
anything.
Smart.
I think they'll either make it really late, and they might do. Sadly, I think if they do release it, it's going to probably be one of those things where it's going to be like you get like how GTA doesn't have like all the heists or the online
Right.
parts of it works. Hope however they release it, I hope it's just awesome, and then you just
Okay.
get new stuff. So.
For my last one, I'm going to piggyback off of last year and say that nothing I see at E3 will convince me to buy a console.
All right.
Whatsoever.
That's a cop out right there.
For year 3, nothing.
Yeah, but I trust that Dave will, like, if there's a piece of technology he can justify owning, he will want to, so I do trust that. For Dave, like, that makes sense.
I mean, I could be wrong one year in the future when something amazing comes out, but I haven't seen that amazing yet. Plus, with Joel just letting me borrow his library of consoles, I have plenty to choose from.
All right, my last one is Grand Theft Auto 5 will not be announced for the PC or any
Shut up!
generation console.
Shut up! Shut up! It's not true. Boo! Cut the podcast.
We're done here.
It's called a prediction, not a guarantee.
I'll kill you.
All right. Seems fair.
Well, I call this my wishful
Yeah.
thinking section, and Fallout 4.
Was that yours last year?
Yeah, it was. And Red Dead Redemption 2.
On PC.
Well, I don't care.
Anything. Anything. He wants it on anything.
Right in the heart.
Doesn't care which system.
Don't you write that down.
All right, guys. That has been Casual Shenanigans Gaming, episode 43. So, we're almost to episode 50.
The whole James is.
What do we do special at episode 50? We gotta do something special.
Really talk about it on the air. Let's
Our
make it really
50th
special. Let's make it like a surprise.
Well,
I have a great idea. We'll talk about it out there.
all right, we'll talk about it off air. You guys will wish you could hear it. But anyway,
Like that to your mother.
I have one final thing.
all right, one final thing.
To get the remainder of the actual Daisy news, just check the Tumblr where we actually cover it.
Yeah.
It's on the blog.
And we'll be talking about it plenty. Like we'll try to talk about the roadmap and stuff next week.
There is good stuff on there though, so don't miss out.
Play Chivalry with us on the 11th or whatever next Friday is. We'll be sending out
definitely
TeamSpeak
down for that. I
info.
love
We're going to use my TeamSpeak again. If you don't have Chivalry, get it. You can join like on IPs and stuff in Chivalry, right?
Maybe.
I think so.
What do you mean IPs?
Like to join people who aren't our friends on Steam to join our server. I think you can join my IP. They've got a lot of filter options. We'll work it out. But we're going to play Chivalry together. It's going to be really awesome. So,
Well, we're all just gonna play Chivalry at the same time in different servers, but we'll all just be having fun.
It'll be fun. We'll do it
Just
together.
like Dark Souls.
I know, that's
Half the time I play with you.
Yeah, Dave, come play Dark Souls. 2 hours later, I'm not to you yet. Do you see
put
my
your
beacon?
sign down?
Do you see my sign? Yeah, my sign's right there. Do you see my sign yet? Join me, guys. No, this is how it's designed. It's supposed to be like this. It's part of the
Well,
experience.
sometimes they hop servers. I don't know. I don't know how it really works.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know if like I can actually join. Like I don't know how it works, but if you just believe in your heart.
What level are you? What level are you?
So
Wait, you
with
might
that, right into the show.
That was a lot of bitterness.
I love when you say right into the show. I just think of people like writing a letter and like sending it in the mail.
Type into the show. Email in with computers.
tweet
to Casual Shenanigans.
to the show
Is a
Tweet
person
at
who-
Casual Shenaniga, no N on the end.
or S.
Did you write your film, or did you type your film?
Casual Shenanigans at
Does it say
gmail.com.
written by Joel?
At
Kells,
Evil
or say
Viking.
typed by Joel?
At
Kells?
Term Gaming. Joel doesn't have Twitter. James doesn't have Twitter.
No, hey, you should tell them about my Joelisms. They would enjoy that.
You tell them. I need to go to the
Okay.
bathroom. Or I'm gonna die.
No wonder
I'll
he's
be back.
wrapping this up rather quickly.
This was a sudden end here.
No, you should. Okay,
I'm done pretending.
Let's all exit like an awesome rock band and just leave the drummer on the stage.
no, you should check out. It's not on iTunes yet because you can't search it there. But I found some free site called Podomatic. I think it's a really lame name.
That's a great start to act.
And just search up Joel Isms. And I think you might enjoy that. If you're still listening to this podcast, you must enjoy listening to me. Are we just all leaving? And then just gonna be me here with Jefferson.
Glad you guys finally became acquainted.
Thanks for listening,
Didn't
everyone.
know his name for a while.
Say it, Joel.
Stay casual. Is that it?
That's a wrap.
Stay casual. Is that it?